Why come into the cryptocurrency space? Why come in the blockchain industry? What about our industry philosophically was appealing to you, and what problems do you want to solve?
I think for me, it was really interesting, right? I came from a hard asset family. That's what we did. We built and sold and held real estate forever. And for a long period of time, I had access to everyone in the world. I could pick up and the phone and speak to any banker and get a loan almost instantly. And everything was sort of easy. And then all of a sudden we got into politics and we made our opinions known. And you put that little R next to your name, and all of a sudden that became really difficult. And I sort of realized very quickly just how much discrimination there is in the ordinary financial markets. Beyond the inefficiency, beyond the waste, the amount of bankers I know that make, 7 figures a year, basically moving a piece of paper from one side of a desk to another, not really adding any value. It was such a rude awakening to just how discriminatory the entire market is, just how inefficient it was. And, as I started learning more about, crypto, blockchain, everything, you realize, wait a minute, this is the answer to all of this stuff. So I guess I jokingly said, I got myself in a little trouble. I jokingly said the first time I was asked this sort of question was like, I realized I was just at the top of the pyramid scheme. I didn't realize it. I realized that the entire, financial system and the entire banking world was really one big Ponzi scheme. I just had the benefit of being, in the upper echelon of that. And once I was at the bottom rung, and we're getting debanked and canceled for, simply having opinions that didn't go along with the fold, we became problematic. And all of a sudden we went from being, the golden children to persona non grata. And that made me really start thinking. And my brother, I guess collectively we're the most subpoenaed people in the history of the United States, all for nonsense, as we know now, but it didn't matter. You still had to deal with it at the time. And so when I started talking with Zach about it, Zach's dad, Chase, other Zach, I think we realized that there's a much better way to do this. There's a more efficient way to do this. And that's how we sort of went down the rabbit hole on all of this. So we're just super excited about this. But it was really probably the biggest rude awakening I've had. And that includes, having the US government basically go after you and try to throw you in jail for nothing. And so I'm just super excited about what this can mean for the future of banking, for the future of the financial systems. And again, I was sort of the beneficiary of the old way of doing things. But that doesn't mean it's the best way of doing things. So I think we're just very excited to be here. Super excited. It's sort of interesting to talk in a room like this where I imagine everyone in the room has forgotten more about crypto than I'll ever know. That's the kind of level of attendees I've seen, and the panelists as well. But coming from a totally different side of the space, I realized that this is the answer as far as I'm concerned. I think it's the future of our financial systems, and I want to make sure that's domiciled in America, done by Americans, with that security, et cetera.